You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face of God.
the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face of God.
the face of God.
You are the face
Oh,
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
ruh khudai.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of love.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are a part of me.
Part of me.
You are the face of
You
God.
are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of
sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
روح خدایی.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face of
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the face of
Good morning and welcome to Spiritual Life Center, a church that love is building.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Let us open with prayer. When Jesus sent his disciples out, he gave them a message that applies to us as well. He said, as you go, proclaim the good news. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Loving Spirit, we come together gratefully aware of your good news, that your Spirit is always at hand, that we have the capacity within our minds to heal, to bring life to every part of life, to promote wholeness and well-being for all, and to cast out all evil thoughts that may have held us back. Dear God, we seek to open our eyes, our ears, our hands, and our hearts as you guide us on the path of your loving, freeing, joy-filled ways. And so it is. Amen.
This is the day that the Lord has made, We will rejoice and be glad in it, This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there, peace is there, truth is there, God is there.
Mother, Father, God, I come here this morning aware of your presence and power in my life. Each morning, as I rise up and give thanks for your many blessings, my understanding of life and my role in it increases, and I become more secure, for I know who I am. I am a richly endowed child of God. I am secure in all that I have. For I know my treasure is in my mind and not in the things that I possess. I live my life from day to day as if God's supportive substance were as exhaustless and dependable as the air I breathe. I let go of all that separates me from God, from my good. I release any thoughts, feelings, or attitudes that are not for my highest and best. Paul said, I will pray with the Spirit, and I will also pray with the mind. Jesus said, whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone. Oh God, how many times will this message need to be brought to me? That we can only have what we first give to others. The greatest gift is forgiveness. Forgiving them for what they have done or what we thought they have done. Forgiving others so that I may be released from the indebtedness I have imposed upon myself. Jesus said, if your prayers aren't being answered, if you have a great need, if you desire to have a miracle in your life, before you pray, go to them and forgive them. And right now, in my mind, I go to them in your presence of God and say with my mind and my heart, I forgive you and I set you free. And as I do, I also forgive myself and set myself free. Prayer is breaking free of the past, breaking free of old thoughts, of feelings that things must stay the way they are in my life. Prayer is the rising up in consciousness to a new way of thinking, of hope and promise and joy. I feel the feelings of ecstasy, of joy, of God stirring, coming alive in me now. And I feel this beautiful feeling of God alive in me in the silence, in the silence. As I bring my awareness back to this room, I am more aware than ever that God cannot do for me what God cannot do through me. I hold on to this feeling of peace, of quiet expectation, that God is in my heart and in my life, and that with and through the power of God, all things are possible for me. And for this I say, thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. And now let us join together as we sing and pray the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. I love him, I love him, and where God goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I will follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can keep me away. I must follow him. Ever since he touched my heart, I knew that near God I always must be, and nothing can keep him from me. God is my destiny. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where God goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. He'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love, from now unto forever, forever, forever. I will follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can keep me away from my God. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. God always is my true love, my true love, my true love, from now unto forever, forever, forever. I will follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high it can keep me away from my God, away from my God.
Nancy, that was so beautiful and so appropriate. I will follow God. What a message to portray. A man shared a story he had learned about his grandmother. In the late 1940s, she was gravely ill with a kidney condition and desperately needed a blood transfusion. Her family was told that without this, she would not live through the night. The problem was her blood type was rare, AB negative, and the hospital did not have this particular blood transfusion available. Her family was told that there was no hope. They were gathered at the hospital anticipating her demise. She was told they would not make it. She would not make it through the night without this transfusion. Now, one family member, this man's father, was on his way to the hospital and came upon a soldier hitchhiking. Following the Second World War, returning soldiers were frequently hitchhiking, and often people would give them a lift. The soldier observed that his father was very depressed and asked why. His father told him about his mother's condition and that she needed a transfusion with a rare blood type. The soldier said, "What type is it?" He said, AB negative. The soldier said, "I am AB negative, and I would be happy to help." They went straight to the hospital, and his grandmother lived another 47 years. There is another true story told by this man in his own words. 7 a.m., woke up feeling ill, needed money, so I went to work. 3 p.m., got laid off. On the drive home, I had a flat tire. When I went into the trunk, the spare was flat too. A man in a BMW pulled over, gave me a ride. We chatted, and then he offered me a job. I start tomorrow. Now, when we hear stories like this, it is natural for us to marvel. The act of marveling is one of the most powerful spiritual practices because it demonstrates reverence, wonder, and awe. Not only does it lead to praise and thanksgiving, marveling is a stepping stone to zeal, a spiritual power that is vital to transformation. We can say, "Dear God, I call forth the power of zeal, zest, enthusiasm, vitality in and through me and in my life." Now, the outcome of marveling is joy. Those of us with a history in Unity know that the co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore, in his 94th year, said, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm as I go forth with a mighty faith to do what ought to be done by me." And our own spiritual mentor, Reverend Jack Boland, said many times that every morning when he awakened, he laid in bed and would say, "There is a sparkle in my eye, there's a smile on my face, there's a song in my heart, dear God. And I say to this wonderful world, what amazing, dynamic, incredible experiences do you have in store for me this day?" Each of these persons was actively practicing the spiritual gift of marveling. A seasoned pediatric doctor, the director of the neonatal unit at a large southern hospital, was with a group of other doctors and was invited to recall an occasion in the practice of medicine when she had experienced a spiritual moment, a spiritual experience. She pondered for a moment and shared this. She said, "Some years before, after weeks of struggle, her patient, a tiny premature baby, was dying, despite everything that a state-of-the-art intensive care nursery could offer. It would not be long and it would be time for the parents to say goodbye." With a heavy heart, she recalled that she had called the baby's father and asked him to meet her at the hospital. The child's mother was now requiring medication herself and had for several weeks stopped coming to the hospital. She couldn't handle it. The father said he would come along. As she put down the phone, the doctor said she was aware of the bustle of intensive care nursery and felt a need for quiet, a time to reflect. She went down the hall to the chapel to be alone for a few minutes before meeting the young father to tell him that his son was not going to make it. 15 minutes later, as she was walking toward the visitor's room to find the father, she found herself thinking that perhaps she should give the baby a trial with a certain drug. Now, it surprised her because she had never known that this particular drug was either used with infants or used under these conditions. She dismissed it, but it would not go away. She reviewed with the father the entire situation, assuring him that everything had been done that could be done, and invited him to join her in going over to the side of his young infant son. The baby continued to be blue and gasping for breath, struggling. As she was standing there, she had the thought to say to the father, you know, there is one other drug, one particular item that has been used in other circumstances, but I could use it here since there seems to be no hope anyway. But I need your permission to do so. And the doctor and the father readily agreed. Try anything. Well, she invited him to wait while she went and herself prepared the medication. She was embarrassed to even ask a nurse to do this. So she administered it to the baby and left then the father to take his last moments of the child in his presence. It was quite some time later when she returned, and she looked at the child and it was breathing normally. It was not struggling. She looked up and her eyes met the eyes of the father. And that was the spiritual moment that she was describing. It turned out within a week, the baby had gone home. And 12 years later, his parents brought that young man to connect with that doctor once again. Now, there is scriptural precedence for the practice of marveling. Jesus began his ministry with the Sermon on the Mount, where he summarized the universal principles that he would live out and teach. Thereafter, he demonstrated a series of miracles never duplicated in human history. We're told he cleansed a leper, healed a centurion's servant, cast out demons, calmed a storm at sea, healed a paralyzed man, brought a woman back to life, and more. And in Matthew 10, Jesus sent out his 12 disciples, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Proclaim the good news. Actually, he told them to shout it from the housetops. Now, here's what Jesus knew that is so vital for you to understand. When we marvel over the aspects of life, these areas actually expand. Jesus, of course, understood this. In sending his disciples, he was telling them to marvel and thereby to become active agents of transformation. Jesus understood better than anyone the law of mind action. Thoughts held in mind produce in the outer after their kind. Another way of saying it is what we think about all day long becomes our experience. Partly, this is because our willingness to receive expands. For example, when we marvel over healing, we become more open and receptive to healing as a natural part of our life experience. As we marvel over financial or career success, we open ourselves to knowing that it's there for each one of us. But it's deeper than that. And here's the key. Just thinking about something doesn't make it appear in our life. There is another ingredient required, and that is a feeling energy that goes with it. We must put passion into the mix. Some persons go through life with a passive, mechanical approach. Some of us were actually told, don't get too excited about something because maybe it won't happen and then you'll be disappointed. But living this way leaves out the sparkle, the energy, the sizzle of passion that is essential to attracting good things and good experiences into your life. Marveling is a way to stimulate action in your life. If you do not consciously seek to marvel, there's a good chance that you may fall into the practice of despair. Have you encountered a person whose regular self-appointed mission seems to be to remind those about them of their woes or of the woes of the world? If they are not down about their own problems, it is concern about global warming, world hunger, terrorism, or a whole raft of other challenges. And these can become a litany of despair. Now, mind you, I'm not suggesting that these issues are not serious matters of concern for responsible persons to be aware of and to work to resolve. I respect deeply those who are making efforts to solve any issue that is detrimental to other people. That's not my point. What I'm saying is each person needs balance in their focus. And if one's attention is overwhelmingly on the negative, it will pull them down and cause them to be less effective. How can we not marvel at the amazing ways our lives unfold? If you're like me, you can look back on multiple times when a chance encounter led you to a life-changing experience. An example, one of many that's vivid in my mind, is when more than 40 years ago, I was in a class called Silver Mind Control, doing anything I could to bring myself out of the depths of despair that I had been feeling for years. And during that class, someone, I don't even remember who it was, gave me a business card. And on it, it said, here, if you like Silver Mind Control, you'll probably like Jack Boland and the Unity Church. Well, I was so slow to respond in those days. It took me 2 years after that to get to the church. But I always had that card around, and it would remind me of an opportunity that I could avail myself of. And when I did go to that church, it changed my life in incredible ways. That's where I met Lenore. I would not have met her otherwise. That's how I became alive in my faith. That's where I made countless number of friends, including so many of you who are watching right now. That's where my life was transformed by trusting and following the will and the way of God. That's how I gained my mission for the remainder of my days, which continues on right now. And all because of this chance encounter. Chance, really? The guidance was at work in my life, like it is in yours. The truth is this: your reasons to marvel are everywhere around you and within you. The memory of a newborn child, the beauty of leaves changing color, a sunrise that stirs your soul, a kind gesture of a loved one, the magic of a flower unfolding, a skyline of colors at the end of a day. To marvel requires only your willingness to do so. You can begin the practice of allowing yourself to appreciate and to get excited about the good in life all around you, even in the midst of that which may seem ugly or hurtful. Because when you do, you are opening the door to rich blessings in your life and for the world. Will you pray with me? Dear God, loving Spirit, we are so grateful for your presence, your power, your loving energy alive within us and within people everywhere. And we are so grateful that you are totally responsive, always willing to answer our call. Truly, we are grateful. Truly, we are blessed. And so it is. Amen. And now is the time when we can move into that prayer of sharing divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we do ask if you are able to provide support, your loving support to the church in a financial way as well. And there are three ways to give. The first is through online giving via our secure website, www.slctroy.com/give. The second way is to mail a check or money order to 41340 Fox Run Road, number 106, Novi, Michigan, 48377. And the third way is to call me with a credit card information for a one-time charge. And my cell is 248-925-6214. We welcome any newcomers who are watching the service for one of your first times, and we would invite you to join our email list so you can be aware of everything that's happening, all the services that are upcoming, all the activities. And you can do this by visiting our website and clicking on Join Email that's circled up in the upper right corner. And this will allow us to keep you informed of events happening here at Spiritual Life Center. If you have any prayer requests, you can send those to us at ronaldfscott@gmail.com, and we will send your prayer request on to our prayer team as well as to Silent Unity, where they are prayed over for 30 days. You may also call me with your prayer requests at 248-925-6214. In addition, Silent Unity is available to pray with you 24/7, round the clock, at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. We want to let you know that on October 21st, a week from Sunday, I will be providing a class on the teaching methods of Jesus. This was one of the highlights for me in ministerial school, and I've loved sharing that class since. And I think you'll be amazed at how unique and powerful these teaching methods of Jesus are in allowing us individually to change our lives for the better. And there will be more information forthcoming between now and then on how you can join that class. That's at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, October 21st. And we have some other exciting news on an event that will be upcoming during the month of November. A woman from the church in Texas where Lenore and I served is a professional quilter. Wanting to support Spiritual Life Center, she created a beautiful quilt that will be auctioned during November. Its vivid colors are striking, 40 by 50 inches, and it's great lying on a surface or mounted. Now, logistics don't make a raffle feasible since ticket sales aren't practical. So the auction will begin Sunday, November 1st, with the quilt going to the winning bid on that last Sunday in November, November 29th. A minimum opening bid will be $100 with further bids in increments of $25. That bidding begins November 1st, and it can be done on Sunday or during the week, either by email or by phone. It'll be a fun, exciting time. More details to come during this fun process. Finally, we would like to invite you to our Zoom coffee hour at 11 o'clock or immediately following the service. You should have received an email with a new link for this time of connection. If not, please contact us and we will get that information to you. And now, please, join us in our peace song and benediction.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And now as you go forth, know that the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The power of God protects you.
The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee.
The presence of God watches over you.
The Lord
wherever you are, God is. Amen. Amen. Go your way rejoicing. All is truly well.